Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're putting a magnifying glass over a single, wildly tense 60-second tournament interaction between Sir Loras Tyrell and Gregor Clegane. Now, on the surface, a joust, well, it's just two heavily armored guys riding massive horses at each other. But as we're about to see, the real jousting happens in the subtext. It's in the wagers and in the clash of completely opposing life philosophies. We're going to break down exactly how honor, gold, and absolute cunning intersect in this single, perfectly crafted minute of action. Let's dive in.
Okay, so right off the bat, let's plunge into the visceral anxiety of the crowd. We need to establish the physical stakes of this match before a single lance is even shattered. Listen to this. Don't let Sir Gregor hurt him. Hey, I can't watch. The audience isn't just cheering for a sport here, you know? They are expressing raw, genuine fear. They know exactly what Gregor is capable of, and it instantly frames the huge physical disparity between these two combatants. We aren't just watching a game, we're watching a potential public execution that's basically masquerading as a tournament. That dread from the crowd, it perfectly primes us for the absolute danger about to unfold on the dirt.
Section 1. The tournament commences.
Section 2. The wager of gold. So, while the knights are out there risking their lives, the spectators, they're risking their fortunes right on the sidelines. 100. That is the exact wager. 100 gold dragons placed on the mountain to win when someone proudly declares, "I'll take that bet." With this much money on the line, wow. It shows absolute, unshakable confidence in brute strength. I mean, this isn't just some casual wager with your buddies. This is an investment in pure, terrifying physical dominance. The bettor looks at Gregor's massive size and his brutal reputation and basically considers 100 gold dragons to be the easiest money they will ever make. It perfectly sets up this expectation that, well, power always wins. And this brilliantly illustrates the economy of bets in this world. Think about it. A staggering sum like 100 gold dragons can purchase a whole lot. You've got luxury, like a dozen barrels of Dornish wine. You've got vice, like a girl from the pleasure houses of lice. But that third item, that is what truly elevates the conversation. A friend. This playful, but honestly deeply cynical analysis of wealth turns gold into a literal metric for human connection. It implies that in this high-stakes society, loyalty and companionship are just commodities. They're no different than imported wine, ready to be bought and sold, provided your purse is heavy enough. Section 3. Buying a friend. Now pay attention to the stance, because here, characters are using words as actual weapons. This is rapid verbal sparring at its absolute finest, and it's masked entirely as polite aristocratic banter. The idea that 100 dragons could buy a friend suddenly becomes a dagger. One character patronizingly remarks that it, quote, would have been so nice for Littlefinger to have a friend. That is a direct, stinging shot at his notoriously solitary and treacherous nature. But the volley? Oh, it is instantly returned with a pointed, highly loaded question to Lord Renly. And tell me, Lord Renly, when will you be having your friend? They're smiling, right? They're sitting right next to each other. But they are drawing blood just as surely as the knights on the field. It is literally a masterclass in subtextual warfare.
Section 4. The mare in heat.
So that raw, terrifying physical power from earlier, it meets an incredibly crafty, underhanded tactic, which results in a victory completely out of left field. Let's break down the anatomy of this upset. Step 1. Sir Loras rides a mare in heat. Step 2. This unavoidable biological reality completely disrupts his opponent's massive, highly aggressive horse. And Step 3. Loras easily secures the victory in the gold. By capitalizing on the fact that the Knight of the Flowers knew exactly what state his mare was in, a calculated tactical preparation completely bypasses and defeats raw, mountainous power. It proves that in this world, brute strength is just a blunt instrument, whereas cunning is a scalpel. It's a beautifully crafted bait-and-switch that absolutely shocks the crowd and totally upends those heavy wagers we just talked about.
Section 5. Honor versus gold.
The crucial point to grasp here is this absolute juxtaposition. On one side, we have the shiny, chivalrous ideal of honor. It's the belief that knights must do things the traditional way, the incredibly naive assumption that Loras would never do that, and the outright declaration that there is simply no honor in tricks. But then, on the other side, we have the pragmatic, ruthless reality of using tricks to get gold. The response to having no honor is brilliant and frankly devastating. No honor and quite a bit of gold. It poses a really vital question about the world these characters actually inhabit. I mean, what good is traditional, inflexible honor if playing dirty ensures your survival and fills your pockets? The tension between those romanticized stories of knights and the gritty, ugly reality of survival is just perfectly captured in this exchange.
Section 6. Stopping the madness.
But of course, when raw power is publicly humiliated by a cunning trick, the consequences are immediate. The defeated party erupts and absolute chaos takes over. Leave them be! Stop this madness in the name of your king! Let him go! Just like that, the tournament officially breaks. The rules of engagement are completely shattered. A humiliated giant doesn't care about the rules of a joust once he's been tricked. The situation devolves so rapidly that ultimate authority has to be invoked, screaming out in the name of the king just to halt the sheer, unbridled violence on the field. That polite veneer of the tournament is completely ripped away, revealing the raw, chaotic bloodshed that was just simmering right beneath the surface the entire time.
And that brings us right to the core question of this entire explainer. Does honor truly have a place on the battlefield when gold and survival are on the line? Think about what we just saw. We saw brute strength, we saw a massive financial wager, and we saw cunning completely subvert all expectations. That polite, smiling banter in the stands perfectly mirrored the ruthless, underhanded tactics down on the dirt. The traditional rules of chivalry were bought and sold for quite a bit of gold. I really want you to think about that as you analyze power dynamics, whether you're looking at fiction or reading up on history. Because so often, the person who wins isn't necessarily the strongest. It's the one who simply refuses to play by the expected rules. Thank you so much for joining me to deconstruct this fantastic scene. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.